put her right in, little push-pull. And I'm very relaxed when I'm doing this. I'm not mad, I'm not angry. You know, it's just like about being assertive at the same time. You know, I'm hanging out here with her. And, you know, the whole thing is because people look at, you know, well, this is, you know, boring for a dog. No, dogs are very much all about relationship. You know, she's going to want to do what I want to do, okay? And then we'll do things together. But this is all about, you know, building a foundation in terms of focus, and then everything plays off of that. So this will build towards me walking her out onto the street. Okay, you're going to see that too, getting in the more distracting area. So right here, more of a low, initially, day one, more of a low distraction area, more routine focus, bathroom. Now she has issues related to food, okay, a little sketchy there. And you'll see how I'll be doing that as well, using the leash, you know, getting the dog just to wait. Oftentimes isn't good enough. Initially, you need to be hands-on. Otherwise, the dog could wait because it's saying, well, I have to wait, but the mind is still jumping over you, okay? So very important that the method itself comes online the right way. So same thing, take a step forward, and see right away, as soon as I move forward, she's engaged to go, little push-pull. And again, maintain the baseline, but here, even though, and this is the thing, even though it can look very tight, it's not, okay? It's just enough to maintain control over her. It keeps, you know, with enough pressure, keeps us up nice high in her neck. And she understands what it means. You know, this doesn't, right here, it's not generating conflict, okay? This is giving her comfort. Because it's saying, hey, I'm in control, you can relax. If I'm in control, she doesn't have to be, okay? That's the whole principle here. And it takes the shakiness away from the stress off of the dog. So same thing, forward. But again, when I put her in that sit, you want to line it right up, get her right into that sit, right next to me into what I call the staging area. Move, I'm going to take a couple extra steps here. You can kind of see me moving a little faster with her. Notice where I have my hand here, it's right here, right near the choke chain. When I stop, capture, get her right in here. Now I'm going to do it down here in a moment just to assess her level of agreeableness. So down, the way I do it, you know, it can be a lot more, a higher expectation, okay, because I'm not, you know, using treats to bribe her down there, which you don't want to be doing that anyway, okay. Motivating, this is about control and influence being part of, you know, the interaction, okay. Her doing it because I'm in control. Now, when you see me pushing on her in a moment, for the down, what helps with, you know, leading into the down is completing the push-pull first, which helps drop a couple dominoes in her mind, okay, agreeableness. And then my hand will already be where it needs to be. And I'll just maintain pressure. And that pressure, what it is body weight, okay? And just leaning into her. And as I lean into her, you know, I just maintain in the same level, okay, of, you know, pressure to my body weight. To buckle her mind. So how the concept works is kind of like if you've ever seen the tug of war team that collapses, okay? You'll see the front guy's legs start to shake. Well, this is what you're doing with the dog's state of mind, okay? You're bringing the dog into agreeableness that way. Because here's the thing, and this is a good example of what I'm talking about in terms of, you know, of this being about technique and method versus, you know, being about just sheer physical force. Is that when I'm doing the down, I'm leaning in. If I was to start to bend my elbow and start to push this way, now it becomes personal. Okay, now I'm apt to get more frustrated and upset. It's just about winning. Okay, it's not about winning that way. It's not about force that way. Okay, this is about, you know, relationship. Okay, this is about, you know, being reasonable. So even when I'm working with dogs and doing the down, if they're not going into accepting the down right away within the first day or two, I'm not continuing. I'll release that pressure. It's not a win for the dog, okay? I've now added it to my toolbox, okay? It'll happen, but you have to consider current state of relationship and not to be overly forceful when doing it. So something that will start to happen, but it happens in the right sequence, okay? But I will test for it because I'm going to do it here in just a minute. You'll see me. So here, same thing. So when I come around here, I'm going to do the down, push, pull first. My hand's right where it needs to be. I'm going to keep applying pressure. Now, when I apply pressure like this, she knows the intent. Okay, I'm not giving her a command because if by way of the directional pressure, straight down, the same level, she understands what I want. Okay, her not doing it has nothing to do with her not understanding. It has everything to do about control. Okay, now same thing. So here, see, I'm just starting to just keeping it going. So she goes down. Once she's down, I'm doing a nice push and pull. Now you have to be careful with that, okay? If she's looking up at me, there can be moments where you can see with some dogs that it can get really sketchy, okay? Just be aware that when you see a look like that, okay, just sometimes that might be the time to release depending on the situation. This is why, again, muzzle's good. Here, no problem, you know. She didn't like it, okay, because that's the whole thing, but it wasn't the not liking to a point that she's going to try to bite me, okay? This is just like not liking, but you know, it's about being reasonable with what I'm doing. I'm just like taking the emotion out of it. This is all the technique. Now when she's down here like this brings her into a better state of relaxation. So right now she's here in the down, but notice I'm still maintaining that baseline, even in the down, okay, and keeping her head slightly up. Okay, that's important, all right? This gives her the ability to really release, to really de-stress her. Now, you know, now here's the thing though, when you're dealing with interacting with dogs that want to go into a down right away on their own, they're doing that to try to get out from underneath the fact that you're taking control. Be aware that you want to be the one to initiate. When the dog's trying to go into a down right away, it's context. They're not doing it because they're trying to be submissive, they're doing it to try to find a way out. Okay, so you want to keep them up into the sit. Because here's the thing, when you try to put them into a down, like this is what I did there, they'll you know, more often than not, they'll challenge and reject it, okay? And that gives you context. And so here, you know, again, she accepted the down. Now she's down, and now when I want her to come up, I'm not going to even give a command. I'm just going to, again, apply influence the other way. And just enough here, as I start to do it right now, that she understands the intent that I want her to sit. So just to a point where, see, she came up, but I want her legs to move at the same time. So you never want to use, you know, undue pressure or force where I'm just lifting her up. I want her mind to engage. I want her feet to move somewhat. So it's the same principle. See that same principle of me, you know, taking the lead, me engaging, but I want her mind to come into agreement with. Okay, that's where the body will engage. So I want the body to engage, because I want to be in her head deeper than that. It's not just about challenge and force. Okay, this is about control and influence in a way that she comes into acceptance and agreeableness with it. So here again, Hilda's doing great considering, okay? Beautiful dog. You know, she's doing great so far. Again, already have it lined up to be, again, other dogs scheduled to come in here, and you'll get to see that as well, how to deal with reactivity. But again, understand, but how you want to see certain, you know, express states, say, you know, you see a dog, because you always find with a dog, there'll always be something that is going to generate more problems, okay? It could be over food. Other dogs is a big ticket item to say, my dog just like really ramps up, tries to really go after other dogs, really explodes. That's a really big